Welcome to today's video where I am going to try and recreate the house that I live in Paralives. I have already done that in The Sims and it is online on this channel. It was kind of difficult because in The Sims the only corners you can do are 90-degree corners and my corners are, what is it, 68 degrees. I basically made kind of a floor plan. Fortunately in Paralives we can use floor plans kind of. There's a little bit of workaround, but we can do that. So I am just going to make it easy on myself, hopefully, and kind of use the floor plan that I drew and hope that I drew it correctly. So the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new game and I'm actually going to go to the simple empty terrain. Oh yeah, it's all one lot now, right? I think that if I do toggle edit town. Yeah. Apparently I cannot type today. Okay, so that mode is activated and shouldn't I then also be able to I've never done this. So what I actually need, I need to make a lot, but I don't really know how to do that. Maybe I should have found that out first. I don't oh, here it is. Yes, a lot parameter. Thank you. So what I kind of want to do is build my hometown, or at least, you know, some of my hometown. So now we can purchase. Yes, I want to buy the lot. Thank you very much. If I do now, apparently speaking is difficult today too. Toggle edit town. I want to turn it off again. But now I basically have a smaller lot that I can build on. That was kind of the plan. So let's then go to walls. Let's place my rug, because they have it now in Paralives that you can basically, you know, do the rug thing. Let's do that, and then let's do, I need to upload my floor plan. Where did I put it again? There they are. Then I need the number 1 because that is the ground floor. This is basically what I drew, but now I have to put down a wall and kind of see. It's basically 7 centimeters. Yeah, we can do that, but I don't even think that I can go to 493. Let's see. I need to hold shift. I need to remove the grid. 49. 49. We can do 49. Okay, so now I can basically line it up there. I have a very wonky house. It's also pretty small, as you can kind of see. This is 2 meters 12, basically 2-1, and it needs to be 90 degrees, like that. Then that is 1 meter. Yes, 90 centimeter, but yeah, it's also so weird building it this way. And then that should also be 90. That should be 90 degrees too. Like that. Yes. Then this is 210. Didn't it say that? Yes, 210. But that whole thing is 3 meters. Basically 3 meters. So, yes. I now need to do this so that that lines up, I think. And then now this part should be 490. I should have an official plan somewhere. I just don't know where. 7, 9. Yeah, this kind of, yes. This kind of looks all right now. So now this needs to be 2 meters 66. Yeah, let's do 27 because it's a little bit difficult. I think I'm going okay. Oh, I think. Let's hope so. Anywhoosies, so this is then going to be, what was it, 66 centimeters, I believe. 62. So basically 60. We will do this one first because this should be 122. So basically 1, 2 in a 90-degree corner. Yes. Then I have 179. So basically 180. This is going to be the shed in 359. So basically 36 like that. Yes. And that then should connect here, there. And then that should just go like that. So we have the shed, we have the hallway. It's such a weird ass house, honestly. It's a fun house, but it's weird nonetheless. And then this part should be 2 meters, 260, like that. And then this should be 68 degrees again. Yes! That's my weird ass house. Stairs need to go here. I kind of need to figure out how I'm going to do that though. And then the door should be able to be there. The door should be able to be there. Yes, I think that was correct English. I'm not sure though. It should be a very simple white door. And then we should have one here too. So this is not the way that it is. Because we have a little closet there. We can get also in that closet, but we basically cannot do that now because, well, we cannot. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to do that and make this completely into a toilet because I can. Why are you at an angle? Okay, so I fixed it and I also did stuff. So I already added the... Can we not? Can we... Hello, do not... Oh, do not, thank you. I already added the windows here in the front. I added both doors for the shed and for the hallway. Then here I added a few doors as well. The door to the inside, the door to the shed. I will give this kind of the same color as the stairs because it's not what we have there anyway. Okay, so let me grab some nice wallpaper that we have in the house. So mine is actually all white. And then basically the light hits it in a certain way. Well, it's going to be a cupboard in front of this anyway, so it's fine. And here will something will be in front of this as well. So it's all fine. It's annoying, but it's what it is. Okay, that and then that, yes. And we also have that here and there. And then for the rest, it's basically painted. No, yes. It's not. Is it white? Yeah, it is white, isn't it? It is. It is. It is. It is. Can we just have then white? Thank you. Wow, how good am I that I kind of put where the windows are? Don't know if it's correct though. It also does not really matter. I can kind of, use it a little. It's a door like that in blue. So basically the door kind of should be here. Then we have a small window like this there. And we have windows there. Okay, let's start with this one. So this one is like that. And kind of like that. Yeah, I think that's kind of okay. So this should be just as high. You should be a little bit more there. Wait, you need to go. Yes, thank you. So let's do it like this. So basically we have a window open for the cats. So it's then kind of like this here, I believe. This should be flipped though. Yes. Yes. Okay. So this is then basically the layout of the ground floor. And then here we have the kitchen. So I can kind of put the kitchen in. Our countertop is actually metal. like that, metal ridges, yes, exactly. Then the cabinet itself, it is wood, but it is that it's almost wood board. Yeah, wood composite, but the color is lighter. It's kind of a creamy color. And then it kind of looks a little bit like that. Yes. Maybe a little bit lighter. I think kind of like that. So let's then also grab that one for there and then that one there. Yes. So the stove that I have, it's kind of like this, but then in white. It even sticks out a little bit. So that is actually, I am going to push it in the wall a little because we don't have one of those thingies. We actually have one that the cover opens up. Also doesn't look that retro. It's a little retro. I don't have an oven hood. I'm going to give myself one though. But I unfortunately don't have one yet. I actually have a little bit of room here, so that means that these are too wide. Yes, they are. Then we need a sink. It's actually the same color as this, but I think this is going to be fine. Yes. Okay. I have such a small kitchen. It's let's put in the radiators. Kind of like there. And underneath the window. You can be a little higher. Yes. So the radiators and such are all in. The kitchen is in. I can put the refrigerator, the whatchamacallem. Oh yeah, it is a refrigerator. Wow, difficult. And it's kind of like that because, as I said, our kitchen is so weird. This one needs to scoot forward though. A little bit like that, yeah. Okay. So that is then, yes, okay. So for the top floor, oh yeah, this is also basically, I can map out the garden now that I'm here. So this is basically the way that the garden is kind of laid out. So I can now put a different one on top, which is basically then the second floor. Confirm. And I need to grab you. Kind of put you there, I think. Something like that. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do that so I can just put the back wall on. I do need to add that little bump out, unfortunately. That's fine though.
So from the stairs to that should be 120. And this whole one is 204. So we will make this one first, 204, which I cannot really do, so we'll put it at 2.
Here I added the windows, the radiators, the doors. Here's going to be the bathroom. These bump outs here, they should be like that. They should follow the roof line, but I cannot do that. So they basically stick out like wings. That's not how they look, but it is what we have. So, and then I also added the solar panels that we have on the roof. And then this is basically the shell of my very weird, strange little house. We have basically a hutch there. I needed to think what the word was. Yeah, it's kind of like this, but then, well, it's actually kind of like this, but then open. And then here we have a little coffee corner. I don't know, I will have to play test, but let me first find a little table that we can use as a coffee corner table thingy. So basically like that. I'm going to fill up this part right now so that I can kind of try and see if everything fits. So we basically have 3 bookcases also here. Yeah, that is kind of how it is. Kinda. Very curious to see if I can get in the kitchen. Go here. I can. Yay. Can I then also cook? Is there room to cook? Yes, let's do frozen pizza. Cooking skill level up. Yay. And then here is the living room, which I don't remember it being that big. That is what she said. We also need a bed because I sleep downstairs. It's actually our old couch, which is basically the base of my bed. So it's basically like this. I think something like this. We also have chairs. I'll just grab this one because it is that shape. It just has a high back. I'm going to also grab this one, and then I'm going to make this one a little smaller, so it can kind of fit inside that table. We have a round table there. We have we also have a little table here, which is kind of the same thing, but then it's wood. I'll grab this one, and then yeah, it's also a little smaller. It basically sits next to there. Yes, and then for the TV cabinet, we have one of those IKEA things, and it's in glossy white. And then we have the TV on top. Perfect. Yes. And then here we kind of have a tea caddy. Yeah, I'll use that. It's in black. We don't have the handle though. So it's also kind of like that. Needs to be smaller. Yeah, we will put it like that. And I have a terrarium there, and I have some knickknacks on there. Among other things, I also have a mandala that I painted on there. Pretty big one, actually. And then here I have two drums that we don't have djembes, do we? Maybe I can find some. We don't have a plant on top of here. We do have a plant here. So let me find that plant before I have to cook. It's a spider plant that we actually have there. And it's basically taking over the house. So I can use this one. Make it bigger. Because it kind of is this way. Well, honestly, I could almost use this one too. Yeah, kind of like that. To be honest, because it's the plant is very happy where it is. Let's just say that. And then there is orchid next to it, but the orchid it's not in bloom, and it has a kind of a purpley, yeah, something like that. I do need an orchid for the table too. Yes. Now I'm going to quit for today because I need to start making dinner. Okay, yes, I don't remember. It's the next day. Don't really remember where I was yesterday. I don't know. Let's put in the toilet. We have one like that, but anyway, I don't know if this is a purely Dutch thing, actually, or if this is something that is common to have. Oh no, to have very small sinks in the toilets, you know. And listen, it's also the way that it is here that if you have a fancy house, you also have a toilet upstairs. Otherwise, you just have a toilet downstairs. We actually have, do I have rocks in? Because I actually have a bunch of rocks in my basically wash thing basin, whatever I'm jingy. Let's see what kind of, because I think I have rocks in, yeah, I kind of have these precious stones, which we can just use as rocks because, you know, why not? Kind of like that. And I think I actually thought that I had rocks, but it's probably in, you know, here, these types of rocks. These are very big, but that's fine. We're just going to make them very small. Like that. No, like that. And then I can just place you there. Oh, that is so nice. I do want to have some in a different color though. So let's do you in, yeah, let's do that in that one. And then I actually love rocks, all types of rocks. Just it doesn't matter if it's, you know, basically the precious kind or just pebbles. It's always, if I go on a walk, I come back with at least one rock that I found somewhere. Oh no, this is mouthwash. It's actually custom content. However, I think I can kind of make it into, you know, a toilet cleaning. And basically in there are some, you know, toiletry cleaning supplies. Not that I necessarily need, you know, the pads and such, because I'm on the other side of menopause, people. It's so nice. It is. Oh, it's so nice that I don't have to, you know. But I usually have it for, I don't know, either my sister or, you know, friends of my sons or something like that. So, or his girl. So I'll put it there. Yes, what else can I put in there? I think that's kind of it. But it's, did I say it was diamond painting? That's what we have on the I don't know, it's my humor. And I have cats. Listen, if you have cats, you know, you understand that as a cat owner, mother, father, whatever, Majingi, same with dogs, or at least with my husky when I still had her, I could not go to the toilet by myself. I just couldn't. It was always you know, they always needed, I don't know, to help or something. I also have lights there. Fun fact is I have fairy lights all around my house. So as basically lighting. Because what I have a lot actually are um big branches, humongous branches. They're almost I don't know, half a tree, with fairy lights around it. That's what I have lighting wise. Don't we always also have kind of a dead tree? Yes, we have that, or it's a frail tree. Maybe, I don't know, maybe something like that, because that's kind of what we have there, to be honest. And there's also kind of a fairy house that I built there, but we don't have that, do we? Maybe in the children's, maybe we have something in the children's thingamajiggy. No. Are you an aquarium? Looks like. Oh yeah, it's an aquarium. I don't need an aquarium, I need a terrarium. In a little bit. And a snack. Because we have a snack. Yeah. I don't know what to put there. I'll find something. Right now I need a little, I don't know, table thing. So the other thing that we have in there is, it's kind of a tree trunk thing. There's also a skull in there, isn't there? Yeah, a tree trunk thing that that the snake lies in. It's basically, you know, I don't know, the home. Maybe it needs to be a little, maybe everything needs to be a tad higher though. Yes, that is fine. I need to finish the sentence. I kind of forgot what I wanted to say. So, because of the sand that's kind of underneath, that was what I wanted to say. Then we have on top here, well, we have some knickknacks. So what I have on top is actually my dog's ashes. So we will just put that there. It's not with flowers, but you know, don't know which one that is. Oh yeah, that one's cute. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, that one's cute. Okay. And then the other uh frame that I have here is my basically bumblebee tattoo, but it's actually, it should be the black and white one, but I don't know if I took that picture. B black and white, yeah, which is basically the one that I have here. So yeah, so we kind of have that. we have a bookcase here like that. Yes, yes. Okay, and there is stuff in there that I will add later. This one can be a tad wider. Yes. Okay, so this is largely it. Then there I have a terrarium. That is why I needed a spider, because we have tarantulas. So I will have to figure around with that. So let me do that. So the living room is basically done. Listen, I have a lot more clutter, but we don't have that in game. So this is basically what I did. I added, some things on the wall. Here on the wall, we actually have a poster that I keep forgetting to make a picture of. It's kind of like a map, but kind of like a fantasy where dragons lived map, kind of like that. But I don't have it, so I actually put that one there. Then we also have 4 cats. There are no cats in game yet. So about the house, I basically strewn that freaky cat pillow. I should actually have a pillow here on top because the cats lay there. Can I then also, just for funsies, put a cat pillow on top? I can. I can. I can. Ah, it needs to be raised up a little though. Shift. Oh yeah, perfect. Perfect. So yeah, here I combined 2 plants. It's actually a spider plant that I have there, but yeah, it's basically spiky and it hangs. I tried looking for, I think I can actually do something else for gem base, but I could not find them. So I'll just put a poof there, an ottoman, because yeah, as I said, I have 2 gem base there. And then this is basically what I did here with the terrarium. So the spooder that is in this terrarium there, she's a webber. So I put some webs in there. She's also, well, there, you cannot really see. It's a very, very small green spooder that I put there. Then on top, I actually have a big mandala that I made myself. It's not this one. Well, I made actually this one because it's a picture of one that I made. But the one that's there is a little bit different. That's fine though. So then I put some clutter in the cabinet. Yes. And then basically here we have a small, can I just do that? Do that so I can kind of hopefully show everything. So here we have actually a lower bookcase with a lot of stuff in there. This cabinet is my son's. It's basically, it's kind of altar slash, I put stuff there. So I just put some stuff there. And then here in the bookcase, I added books, but also one of the bookcases, because it's next to the kitchen, it's kind of like the coffee station area. So we have coffee, sugar, and then here the 2 flower tins, they kind of look like the tins that I have where my tea is in. And those are actually from the brand Kellogg's. They're very, very old boxes, tins. Oh, that's me. That's sound. What am I doing? I'm probably, yeah, I'm pissed off. Can you just watch TV or something? Just for funsies, just watch TV. Just do that. Shh. Oh, and apparently I'm laughing maniacally. Is that the correct term? I don't know. But that's basically what I kind of cluttered up. Put another cat there. But I thought it would be fun to kind of do, I don't know, something together here. I have a lot of cacti. So every time when it's my birthday or Mother's Day, I get a cactus from my son. So we started a few years ago. So we basically have quite a few cacti. Now, fortunately, I could kind of, find cacti. There's a cactus in game, which is this one. But I also found a mod that has a lot of cacti, which is a good thing because as I said, I have a lot of them. So I actually have a pretty big one here that looks like this. It is in a, I don't know, right now it's in a brown pot. I think I can stretch it out with the transform tool. But then the pot also does that. It's fine though. We're going to leave it like that. Yes, we're going to leave it like that. Then what else do I have? I also have a very, very tiny one. That's actually succulent, but that is fine. So that's kind of like the cacti. We also have a chair here. Yes, I also have a little desk. I will use the transform tool to make it like that. It's a small desk. Kind of need to scoot over a little, like that. I kind of do crafty stuff. So let's also see if we can kind of snap a chair to it. I cannot. So it's not functional in the game at least. I can always change up this whole part and put a dining table there if I need it for gameplay. But for now, I'm just going to build kind of as it is. So basically what I do there is diamond painting. That's basically what I do downstairs. I used to also do that upstairs, but now I do it here downstairs. So that's then basically the front room area done. In the kitchen, it is such a tiny kitchen. We have a microwave, a microwave. Then underneath we have a bunch of stuff. Let's also grab a coffee machine. We have a toaster there. And what else? I don't know. It's clutter. Yeah. Let's see what we have in kitchen. No, in kitchen clutter. Yeah, we actually have cutting boards here too. So let's do it like that. Yes, and then we kind of have a box underneath with stuff. Something like that. Okay. That's kind of that. So here the kitchen, I know from experience that I kind of need to leave at least one largely free. So it's not that you cannot put clutter on, because you can, but it needs to be largely free. So I don't know if it will make a difference if I put the knife block there. Put one of these there. We actually have two, because we have two different things in there. So then you can go a little bit higher like that. Yes. And we have kind of a little basket there that houses the olive oil and the salt and that kind of thing. Pepper, yes. Oil, well, actually, I don't use olive oil. I use rice oil, but it's neither here nor there. I want to kind of make a little bit of a breakfast idea, because I downloaded some Dutch breakfast things, and I just need to people. So basically we have a beschuitje. Well, it's a little bigger because we usually have big ones. So beschuitje is, it's like, it's bread that's baked circular, you know, in a circular loaf, sliced and then toasted. They used to also eat it on chips. And I don't know if there's, I think maybe you can call it the biscuit. That's probably how I kind of would translate it, but also not, because it's not the same at all. Ooh, yes. So this says apple butter. It's actually not apple butter, it's apple stroop. So it's it's kind of like syrup but thicker. It's very, very thick actually. It's rich in iron. It's, I don't know, it's very Dutch, at least as far as I know. It's very Dutch, but I have other things as well. So cereal, no. What's that? No, it's also cereal. I don't want that. I thought I had something else. I also had muisjes. Yeah, so fruity sprinkles. Yes, that I technically do not eat on een beschuitje, because I usually eat the muisjes. Now, if you're Dutch, you probably know muisjes, which is basically mice, if you translate it literally, but it's aniseed with a sugary, crunchy layer. And they come in two colors. They come in white and pink, and then white and blue. And they basically are a treat for when a child is born. And that dates back eons, because actually, if you don't know, aniseed is good for starting up the breast milk part. Kind of. We also have chocolate sprinkles. It's so cool. We have butter. This is not the butter that I use, but if you're Dutch, you will recognize this. Maybe if you're Belgian as well. I actually don't know if you recognize this. So basically the sprinkles are from the brand De Ruiter, and this is Blue Band butter. Kind of it, yeah. There's also cheese. It's very Dutch, yes. But I don't eat cheese, or at least not real cheese. I have a plant-based diet, and I'm also lactose intolerant. So we can pretend that this is vegan cheese. Honestly, this is then the kitchen because there's not a lot in my kitchen. Most of it is here in the cabinet. I can put the coffee maker here. I don't know if it's functional though, if it's here. And we also have a kettle next to that. It's one of those electric ones, like that. I also have a picture of a tree there. Let's do this one. Yeah, it's a little bit like this. It's basically, it looks like a window to a very nice green garden. That's what I have. So we will do that one. I should have a bike. Do I have a bicycle? I know there's a bicycle. And then here are shelving, basically a shelving unit with stuff in there that you find in a shed, you know, I don't know, tools and stuff that I cannot fit anywhere else. That's basically there, but you know, is it worth cluttering that up? I actually don't know. So upstairs here we have a bathroom which contains a shower, washer. Our dryer is on top. Then we have something like this. Yeah, the only thing that we're basically missing here is a mirror. Then underneath the mirror is a shelf. And there we have knickknacks on there. I also need a washing, whatchamacallem, like that. So we have a white one. So I cluttered up the bathroom. I put some shampoos in the basket and some laundry detergent stuff. A little trash can. We have the washer dryer, yes. And then here, this is that. It's a blanket, but I changed up the texture, made it a little bigger, and that's basically a towel. And then here I added a little clutter, you know, some shampoo and such. So that's basically the bathroom. Then we can go to this room, which is basically the room that I'm sitting in right now. And it's kind of, you know, my office crafting. You see the crafting stuff behind me. You see makeup behind me. So it's basically my office slash clothing storing unit. What is it called? Words are hard. So let's start with clothing first. This is kind of against the wall. We have a small bookcase here, kind of looking behind me. A smaller bookcase there, like this one. And there is, what is in there? Stuff. Some gym clothing. There are storage boxes on top with, I don't know, my summer clothing and some other things. Yes. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, it is a little smaller. It is also a little less. It's a little bit more like that. Yes. Honestly, I have more room than that, don't I? It needs to be narrower because it's not a dining table, it's a desk. So yes, a little bit more like that, and then also a little bit more like that. I think that is good. Yes. Oh, yes, a softbox. Well, I don't necessarily have a softbox per se. I did not even know that we had that. I never saw it before, actually. But I do have, you know, a light here. Some weights here that right now I don't use because I'm actually working out at the gym. My son is a PT and he's training me, so just so you know. Okay, then it's a wooden crate, but can I change the texture or is it just wood? Oh no. Aha. Well, it's actually plastic, but it kind of looks like wicker. So Yes, and then I have one that way. That way. How about if I copy you? Can I put you in the basket? Yes, put the lotion in the basket if you know, you know. That is so nice. Okay. So here I have a lot of boxes like this, but then smaller. So I will just copy. I have my creative stuff in boxes like that, labeled, so that I know basically what is what. Because what can I say? I have a lot of, yes. I really like building in Paralives. Yes, it's frustrating sometimes at least, but I do enjoy it. The thing that I miss though, it's just, clutter. I love me my clutter. And I know we will get more clutter. I'm not worried about that, but it's just that I don't know. I like me my clutter. What can I say? Okay, I have found the picture that I basically am looking at, which is this one, which is so stunning. It's actually a diamond painting that I did, and this was the listen, I know it's AI picture, but I thought it was just so pretty, so I actually made it. It's an 80 by 80 centimeter. I still have to find a frame for it because unfortunately I cannot find a frame that large for a reasonable price. So yeah. I also added some, I don't know, some cluttery bits here. Not a lot, just a little, just a few. And I think, oh yeah, I added the lights around, and then I also added some things here on top of the closets, which there basically is stuff on top of the closets, you just can't see it. So, and this is my son's room. So he needs his bed. Then he actually has something similar than I have here, which is there, but I don't know if that will work. I don't think so. So I'm going to put it here in the corner like that. He also has two bookcases behind him. And then there is a console table here. And on it is his TV and PlayStation. Can't go there. Okay. I was kind of afraid of that. What I could also do is this. It's not the way that he has it, but it's the way that I think it's going to be. Because I don't think he can get there. So maybe he can play a video game here. Go sit here. Ah, that works. Okay, that was basically what I wanted to know. He has a guitar. Well, he has more than one guitar actually. Let's put a guitar here. Because here in his corner is actually his guitar setup. But this is going to be the way that it is going to be. It's just, it is what it is. It is fine, people. It is fine. Let's put another guitar here. Yes. Yes, and then there's also a gaming console. And I know because of early access, they don't function yet, but that is fine. He has pictures basically on the wall with, I don't know, baby animals. It was still from when he was young. But I will just, I don't know, hang this one here and that one. Do that. And then give him a poster there. Not that he has that on the wall, but he's going to get it anyway. He's getting that one. Yes. And then that one. Yeah, I like those. I like those a lot actually. Yes, so that is basically then the inside. Now we need to go to the landscaping and the outside. Yes, and then we have that, yes. And basically we get a hedge here, and then it's a little bit higher. So we will go to this one because it's just a tad higher. This is basically against the neighbor's yard. We kind of have a pergola, I don't know, here, but I think I want to kind of make that myself. Also, you don't really see it right now because we have a grape in the front garden, and it's massive. It's a very big grape, which I cannot really make, but I can kind of do it with this. Honestly, this thing is taking over the entire house. Kinda. So let's also put it there, and there, and there, and there. Yes, kind of like that. And then we have, as I said, the pergola. But before I'm going to build that, because then I cannot see what I'm doing anymore, I am actually going to add the bench that we have here in the front garden. So yes, we have then that. Then I need bush. Well, it's actually it's not a rowan tree, but I'm going to use it because it looks. Where is it? Oh, there. It looks the most like what we have. It's actually a Texas. It needs to flatten. I think I have two. Yeah, I think I have two, kind of like this. Yes. So here I made the pergola with, this is actually a column that I just basically shrunk down and then pushed into place with the transformer tool. And this is actually ivy that I sized up with the transformer tool to kind of represent the grape that we have that's basically taking over the whole neighborhood. I kind of placed my hedge. Now my hedge is not nice and straight. It's not. I wish it was, but it's not. So there are just some bushes that I sized up. Here I'm actually placing an apple tree because I have a small apple tree. If you haven't seen my Sims video where I made my own house, we have a gravestone in the garden, and that is because that's actually my grandma's. She has a very pretty, it's a very big rock. It's very pretty. But they were getting ready to, I don't know how to call it, but basically her stone needed to go. And I was like, I don't want it to be tossed. I kind of want it. So that's why I have her stone in the, yes. That's the very short story of why we have a graveyard stone thingamajiggy. So I actually also kind of built little area there. I'll just use these. So these then, it's technically brick. Yeah, kind of like that. Okay, now we kind of have a little bench here so that the cats can get into the house easily. I also have more bushes there. I'll place this one because it's kind of overhanging as well, which is fine. Yes. We need a little bench. Yeah, kind of like this. And that needs to go there underneath the window. So I need you twice. Actually 3 times because, well, I don't know. Do I also have this in a chair? I do not. So I actually need it another time. Okie dokie. So this needs to be 3. Yes. I think I need this one because this one is flat. Yes. Yes. Perfect. And then in that color. Well, it's technically a little darker. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Can I also do that with these? Because yes, the wicker. I can change the wicker. Really, that is so nice because it needs to be that. Ah, it needs to be that kind. It needs to be the same wicker as this one, but apparently it doesn't want to. But it also kind of does, doesn't it? Hmm. Oh, because the wood we've written. Rattan. It's, oh, okay. Huh. Well, that is nice. Okay, so this one needs to also be then that, and you then also needs to be that. Yes. Okay. That is nice. What else? Oh, I forgot a plant there. It's not ivy. It is a flower. It's not a rose though, but we can put a flower rose there. It's a, I don't know what it's called, people. I don't know. So I think this is kind of uh, everything basically done. So I can finish the lot a little bit with some terrain paint like that. So yeah, basically this is my house. And let's see what we can do. The hallway is actually a little bit more wide, but that's fine. It's fine. So the hallway, yes, the width, the door to the shed, which I haven't done anything in the shed because I didn't feel like it, so it doesn't really matter. And then basically when you come in, the first thing that you see is the big ass terrarium with the snake in it. And then here is the living room. I don't know why my ceiling is black, but I also don't really know how to paint the ceiling. It's probably, I don't know, it doesn't really work that well. But I also see that there is basically more that's not really functioning here. My pillow that the cats are on is gone, which is kind of sad. But it's fine. So yeah, this is then the living room with all the weird, cats and such. The TV, the spooders. And then here we go to the back of the house, which actually looks pretty cool like that, if I do say so myself. The bookcase with all the stuff, and then here we have the kitchen, which is functional. Oh yeah, remember the tree that I mentioned? I actually found the picture that I was looking for. So it's not the one that we have there, but I really like it. So that is the picture there. Yes. And then the toilet is basically behind that. Can I? Yeah, so the toilet is here. It's not interesting at all. Here we have a closet underneath the stairs, which is basically full of crap. Yeah, so this is the upper hallway. I don't know how to do that. I could do that in The Sims, but I apparently don't know how to do it here. So then here is the bathroom. I don't know how to scoot in, but here's the bathroom, and it looks very the way that it is, honestly. So if you've ever been to my house, you remember, you know it's my house. And then here is the room that I'm currently in. I love this spider so much, and I really, really wish I could find a frame that's big enough to display it properly, because I'm looking at it right now and it's just so pretty. But yeah, so, and this is me. I'm probably, I don't know, pissed off again. Why? No one knows. It could be menopause. It could be, I don't know, the weather. No, I actually like summer weather, but I think I'm one of the few. So here is a lot of my crap that you can't see behind me. At least I tried. Then here we have my son's room, and I don't know why my son is basically standing. I'm guessing he's pissed off as well. Shall I just put it? Can you just put on some clothes or something, just for funsies? But yeah, this is his room, which is almost the way that it is. He actually ordered another guitar, so maybe I should add another guitar. And apparently, I don't know, he's sad or sleeping. Okay, well, he's napping, which is fine. So I actually enjoyed this quite a bit. The thing that I enjoy most about building in Paralives is that you have so much things that you can do, like, the weird angles that I have here, because in The Sims I could not build this in The Sims. So the downside is, because Paralives is still in early access, there are a lot of bugs, and the devs are very much aware of the bugs. I also know that the more you use that kind of, that stretchy tool, the fanciest tool, that it can corrupt stuff. it's in early access. So while it's also frustrating to build in Paralives, I also enjoy it very, very much. If I upload this to my workshop, and you know, for me personally, at least, I don't know if you would be interesting to be able to play in my house, but you know, if you are, let me know. I want to kind of use this space to build houses that I, you know. So I have now built my house. I have the floor plans of my sister's house, so I can build my sister's house. I don't know, maybe I can build part of the city center. Not that that's very interesting, but maybe I can, you know, kind of like that. Maybe I can actually build a gym. That would be cool to kind of build a little city center here with the gym and the supermarket and my sister's house. Maybe I can also kind of see how my dad, because my dad moved, how his apartment, you know, if I can build that, and then basically kind of try to build my own little hometown that I live in with, you know, I live close to the sea, so I'm kind of envisioning the dike and, you know, some boats maybe, because we also have the naval yard here very, very close by. I don't know if I will achieve all that, but it is a plan that I have, and I hope that you are excited as well. So I want to build more in Paralives. And then that's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any requests of builds, please let me know down below. And I'm going to wish you a fantastic day, a fabulous evening, happy gaming, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye!